The final score: Wrexham 4, Northampton 1. He's sitting comfortably, boys and girls. Once upon a time, there was a man called Ryan Barnett, and he did terrible things to Northampton's left back. Let's talk about it now in a safe place. Oh boy, I mean, Barnett, he was a bit good, wasn't he? Would you agree? Just a bit. Although I've got to say, let's spread the love. Both our wing backs, I mean, between them, Barnett and McLean got all four assists and two of the goals. Mustn't grumble. I reckon we may have won this game out on the flanks, although that is also to ignore fine performances by the likes of Elliot Lee. So yeah, that was just terrific and great to see us properly hit full form. I think the reaction to the Orient and Stevenage games has been a bit exaggerated, but having said that, what can you say? This was proper parky ball, and we gave Northampton very little chance. Although, to be fair, they got a shot off after 12 seconds, and it was Barnett who deflected it off target, just starting as he means to go on, just running everything. Yeah, Hoskins it was, driving forward straight from the kick-off, hitting a shot. Barnett lunged in, took a deflection, and span over the bar. The next significant moment of the match is a goal. And again, it's the start of the Barnett McLean show. Lee does really well, and he did this so often, just getting the ball in midfield and switching plays swiftly to the flanks, giving Barnett and McLean enough time to operate. On this occasion, it was Barnett he picked out, and Barnett taking on his man, McCarron, poor left back, standing in. They had three left backs out injured, and decided to bring the left back they brought into cover for them on at half time. Yeah, McCarron had that haunted look by then of a man who was being destroyed. On this occasion, Barnett takes on McCarron, gets the cross in, lovely ball to the far post, and McLean's physicality is what makes it really good. He attacks that ball, heads it back across the keeper and inside the far post. Great cross, great header, and Wrexham are in front, and we continue to build from there. We do everything but get the second goal in the sort of 15 20 minutes after that. Lots of really good stuff. O'Connell standing a ball in again into the box. McLean, who's constantly being targeted with these high balls from deep or from Barnett, heads it back in the goal mouth. It's just behind Marriott, who was swinging his foot about 8 yards out, hoping to hook the ball into the net. Northampton changed their shape halfway through the first half because we are really dominating midfield completely, and we are easily getting those balls, like I said, out wide, usually Barnett crossing for McLean. Then, after the ball dropped loose, it's a superb piece of work by Lee. The ball's loose, and he doesn't just get there first, but first time pass, great vision, punches it out wide for Barnett. I guess he always knows where Barnett's going to be, doesn't he? Barnett then whips it back in, and Lee, who has followed his pass and run into the box, has a good chance and makes a pretty poor connection. It comes at an awkward sort of height, sort of halfway up his thigh, and he tries to just glance it on, use the pace on the cross, and he doesn't quite manage it, and the ball goes wide of the far post. And in 27th minute, with Wrexham enjoying a real stranglehold on the game, suddenly Northampton equalise out of the blue, a corner. Poor defending by us, has got to be said. Fosu swept it in. Eves, a big target man, touched it on. And McGeehan had started off around the penalty spot. You know, one of those players hiding behind another player, and then you've got the two markers picking them up. And McGeehan actually was the first man, the one that someone was hiding behind, it seemed. But he peeled off to the far post. O'Connor was touched tight on him, but he challenged Eves, the player that McGeehan was protecting. Eves got the touch, and McGeehan on his own on the left side of the 6 yard box had enough time to bring it down and pick his spot before Okonkwo could get across properly. We responded superbly to this goal. And, well, I mean, we went back ahead fairly soon, but the lead up to it, we were making a chance pretty much every minute. First, a free kick on the edge of the box. There was some shouts of a red card. I don't think the ref's going to give it simply because there's a covering defender level of Ollie Palmer when he's fouled. Although it's got to be said, Palmer would definitely have got his shot off. O'Connor takes the free kick, tries to slide it round the wall, and then on the keeper's side, doesn't get it to come back enough and misses. Within a minute, O'Connor again is involved, winning the ball back from the restart and playing a good ball down the line to Ollie Palmer. Palmer, without much support, cuts in from the left wing, gets into the box. The shot's on, and he tries to rip it across the keeper and inside the far post and doesn't get enough curl back on it, sets it out a bit too far, and it goes behind once more. Then again, O'Connor doing well, feeding Lee. Lee popping the ball to Palmer, who's pinning the centre-back. Palmer rolls it perfectly back into the path of Lee, and Lee hits a shot but can't keep it down. The goal's coming. We were pounding them now, and it happens in the 38th minute. Northampton, after a little scrappy spell of play in midfield, wanted a free kick. Cannon wins the ball. He collides with his man, definitely. You know, looking at it again and again, it's hard to tell, which probably means not that much of a complaint, I suppose, not much grounds for complaint. Cannon certainly doesn't go for the man deliberately, I don't think, and I think he does just get there first because he managed to prod it wide to Barnett. If he doesn't make it, Northampton would have been in, but as it is, Barnett, well, does Barnett things, sprints down the right flank, sweeps a gorgeous cross in. Wrexham got players over in the box. McLean, lovely cushion volley square to Marius rather than going for goal, and Marius, lovely finish, pivoting and just drilling it into the corner. He's a proper penalty area technician, isn't he? So Wrexham regain the lead. Could have got another in the 3rd minute of added time. Another sweeping pass by Lee, sending it this time to Cannon, who Barnett's made a run inside him. Cannon plays a sweet little 1-2 with him, and then from the edge of the box pulls it rather and puts it wide of the left post. Second half, Wrexham looking for that breathing space, and you can see just why when Tyler Roberts, who really came to life in the second half, the Welsh international striker on loan from Leeds, he did well to pick the ball up left of centre, beat Cannon, carried to the edge of the D, and then driving a shot across Okonkwo, who got down well to push it around the post with his left hand. Their respite didn't last long though, because 56th minute the game essentially is put to bed. Lee again working the ball across to Cannon. Cannon feeds it on to Barnett. Barnett whips in the loveliest inviting cross, just dropping between the centre-backs, and Elliot Lee jumps in between them and heads it home. Northampton, I'm sure, will be unhappy when you see Elliot Lee out jumping the centre-back to score, but it's a combination of the fact he's good in the air, never mind his height, he's good in the air, and that Barnett really put it into a lovely little area between the centre-backs, like I said. Oh, by the way, Northampton had already changed not only their shape, but also their personnel at the back. The poor old left-back I mentioned earlier, he got the hook at half-time. Walker came on and did better, but couldn't stop Barnett from getting another 2 assists in the second half. Northampton tried to stay in it. A high ball into the box gave Roberts a chance to flick it towards goal. Another good save by Okonkwo. The header was about 15 yards out, going across Okonkwo, who had to stretch and one-handed tip it round the post. But again, when they had a moment of threat, we'd come back up the end and score. We did so again this time, halfway through the second half, and this is a real beauty. O'Connor driving the ball down the line into the box. Marriott flicking it back adeptly for Palmer, who kept the ball moving out to the flank. Barnett's cross this time did take a deflection and span up in the air, and McLean, waiting, at last nailed one of those blockbuster volleys that he attempts at the far post. Lovely contact, sent it skimming across the keeper and then off the far post. Brilliant goal, and Wrexham really looking very impressive. He felt we could get more, but there was game management really after that point. We made substitutions that made us threatening, mind. O'Connell came off, Lewis Brunt came on, and so too did Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullin, replacing Marriott, beg your pardon, Fletcher and Mullin replacing Palmer and Marriott. And that did make us a bit lively up front, those strikers looking to score goals. Rathbone came on for Cannon, who had really given a hell of a lot to the cause. Chances again started to happen, and with 30 minutes left, well, should have been another assist for Barnett. Magnificent this. There's a bit of scrapping on the flank to actually try and win the ball. Barnett manages to retrieve it with the ball on the line. Back to goal, halfway line, surrounded by defenders. So what's he going to do? You know what he's going to do. He's going to drag it back, accelerate, and just surge right through the defence. Took 4 players out with one surge. It was magnificent. So now it's 2-on-1. Barnett perfectly entitled to go it alone. He's got a clear sight of goal, but he's unselfish and also a good judge. You can see if he rolls it to Fletcher, it looks certain to be a goal. He rolls it to Fletcher all on his own in the box, takes a touch, and McGeehan comes from nowhere to slide in and deny him. Fantastic defending, but Fletcher will be furious of himself to have taken a bit too long over that chance. It was one hell of a chance. Almost immediately, Wrexham are at it again. McGeehan's now trying to defend 30 yards out. Lee just beats him to it and pokes it beautifully between his legs and then follows up his nutmeg by carrying to the edge of the area and then hitting a shot that's too straight and is held dropping down to his right by Burge. 10 minutes left. Again, nice build-up play through the middle this time. Rathbone to Fletcher, helping it across nicely. Nice sweeping pass to Mullin. He works it on to McLean, who stands up into the box. Fletcher's made his way into the area, gets it well, but there's a defender jumping into him and he can't keep his header down. And there's one last chance, and it should have been a goal, and it's for Northampton. 8 minutes left. Morton, the substitute, looked lively and then went off injured, sadly. Helped a nice ball through, sent Hoskins in on goal. 1-on-1. Okonkwo comes out and he just slashes it way over the bar. Really, really poor finish. The only other real excitement at the end of the game is when Seb Reevan's ready to come on and looking at the far side of the pitch, you can see James McLean who's thinking, I could get a hat-trick here. Looks very concerned. Throws his arms around a little bit. And then it's Barnett actually who's coming off to a terrific ovation that he's thoroughly deserved. Reevan comes on, and the moment he saw that the number wasn't his, McLean was clapping so enthusiastically, but he didn't get another chance on goal despite a lot of huffing and puffing and hard work down that flank as ever. McLean looking as fresh coming off the pitch as he does coming on it. Right, so performances. Okonkwo was good. He was really sharp. A couple of good saves in the second half from Roberts. It was good work by him. The centre-backs, again, a really good unit. Scar didn't have that much to do. Eves is massive. Eves, the centre-forward, is bigger than Scar and actually got some success in the air, which I don't reckon we'll see too many strikers doing that against Scar. But there was no problem. Northampton were driven so deep in midfield so often that Eves, if he did win something, there's no enough supporting him anyway. And Eves, I thought, to be fair to the bloke, held the ball up well too. But nobody was getting in to support him in time. It was real domination from Wrexham, in all honesty. The other centre-backs, O'Connor was great. Again, solid defensively. They got in behind him for that last chance for Hoskins, but beyond that, they didn't get anything out of him at all. And his passing was very good, as I've mentioned a few times, haven't I? Good progressive passes that have started moves. And down the other side, O'Connell again, very good, very strong, trying to get forwards and support. Filling in on the right-hand side for Cleworth and trying to do that role. And he got forwards quite aggressively at times, did really well. The wing-backs are the stars of the show. Barnett is a player of the match by a million miles because he was just sensational. 3 assists. Could have been more. Absolutely terrifies Northampton's defence. Magnificent performance by him. And then McLean, constant energy up and down, the strength, and gets 2 lovely goals. Gets an assist as well. Lovely layback to Marriott. The sort of performance you'd be absolutely purring about if Barnett hadn't been just so ludicrously good on the other flank. In the middle, Dobson was really back to his authoritative best. I'm not saying he's been playing badly the last couple of games, but he wasn't quite at the outstanding level that he's established for himself. Well, he was this time. He was superb, really bossed midfield, very cool and calm under pressure as always. Lee, I thought, was excellent. Again, a performance you'd be pointing out. If it wasn't for the wing-backs looking so good. He got his goal, had a few efforts from around the edge of the area. His passing was excellent. He was the prime player finding Barnett with space and time to build up a head of steam and run out players. He was really, really important for us. Cannon was terrific on the other side. Maybe I shouldn't say Lee was the prime sort of source of service because Cannon linked so well with Barnett and was often really quickly looking to get it to him as soon as possible. He knew that Barnett was on fire and was going to punish them. He was very lively and combative as ever, Cannon. Up front again, Palmer and Marriott distinguished themselves. Palmer, terrific, dominant in the air again, holding the ball up well. Link play was really good. And Marriott, again, great finish, sharp. Great to see those two gelling so well. The subs off the bench, But oh, I forgot to mention, Mullin came on, and there was a big chance at the end, a cross coming in from the left. Mullin and Marks between the centre backs headed it straight at the keeper. Will have been so frustrated at that great chance to get his league scoring run going. But he again linked play well and looked lively when he came on. Fletcher missed that great chance, of course, but showed his quality often in the way he distributed the ball. Rathbone put good energy into things. Brunt was very impressive. He came on, they gave O'Connell a rest, and the crowd really enjoyed him. His confidence on the ball was good. Won a couple of good headers as well, and that was a good league debut for him, albeit a brief one. Rathbone came on, had got a lot of energy as ever, and Reven didn't have much chance to do anything, in all honesty. But that was fun. That was good. But I tell you what, Barnett, tasty, very tasty. The final score of Wrexham 4, Northampton Town 1. I'm Mark Griffiths from Wrexham AFC.